Hello everybody, hope you all doing good. In today's video, we will discuss about required documents for Canada Visitor Visa. If you are applying for Canada Visitor Visa or Tourist Visa, you should know all the documents you may need. This video is very important for those people who are planning to go to Canada and they want to apply Visitor Visa application by themselves. We will discuss required documents in detail for Canada Visa, but make sure you guys watch this video till the very end that you can get maximum out of this. Before we start this video, if you are coming to our channel for very first time, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel to get most up-to-date news about Canadian immigration. So let's start. First is invitation letter, which is also called sponsorship letter as well. One of your family member or friend or relative who's living inside Canada will provide this letter. In the end of the video, we will also discuss what is the basic format for invitation letter so that you guys can prepare invitation letter by yourself. I will share my personal invitation letter which I use to sponsor my parents to Canada. So let's move to second point, proof of funds. We will discuss about required proof of funds where we will need to prove that we have enough money to sponsor our trip to Canada so that we can convince visa officer that we have sufficient funds to explore Canada and we will not be burdened on any person and government. For that, we need to provide following details. First of all, we need to provide bank statement of previous 6 months. It will make our file stronger and there will be more chances to get Canada visa on the very first attempt. Bank balance certificate. If we discuss about required bank balance certificate for single person, it is around 6 lakh or 10,000 Canadian dollars for one person in your saving account. If you are 2-person husband and wife, then you need to show around 8 lakh or 14,000 Canadian dollars per couple. You need to get bank balance certificate which is issued by your bank. Let's say if you want to launch your application today, then try to get this certificate from the bank 2-3 days before you submit your application. If you have got this balance certificate from the bank around 20 days or month before you submit your application, then bank balance certificate is of no use. Always try to get bank balance certificate 2 to 3 days before you launch your application. It is very easy to get balance certificate from bank. It will hardly take around 10 to 15 minutes to get this certificate. Make sure when you get balance certificate, it is printed on bank's official letterhead and it is stamped with manager's signature on it. I have made a detailed video for how much bank balance you need to have in your bank account if you want to apply for visitor visa. For that, please visit our YouTube channel or you can find a link in description as well. Net worth CA report. You need to have net worth report. You can contact a CA to make net worth report for you. CA report will have valuation of any property you own, for example your house, agriculture land or any other property you own. You can also include gold valuation as well. If you have a car or any vehicle on your name, then you can also provide this valuation as well. This is very important because it shows that you have strong ties to your home country and visa officer thinks that this person has property back home and after his trip to Canada is over, he will return back to home. I have made a detailed video on how to show strong ties to your home country. You can visit our YouTube channel and I will leave a link in description as well. Investment and other income source. Apart from things we have discussed above, if you have any investment, then you can provide investment details. For example, if you have an LIC policy or if you own shares, then you can provide those details as well. If you have other income sources, for example, if you have a property which you have rented to someone and you are getting some income out of that, or if you own agriculture land, then you can provide land valuation as well. Then the next is inviter's proof. Inviter is a person who is inviting us to Canada or sponsor who is sponsoring us to Canada. So we need to have following proofs for the person who is inviting us to Canada. Bank statement. Inviter needs to provide his bank statement, which is very easy to get. Then pay slips or pay stubs, job letter or business letter, ITR or notice of assessment. If the inviter has a job, then he needs to provide employment letter from his employer on the company's letterhead with job details and responsibilities. If inviter has a business, then business letter is required. Then inviter is also required to provide ITR or notice of assessment of previous year. So provide these details from inviter's side. Then passport copy, provide inviter's colored passport copy. Then we need to have inviter's status inside Canada. If inviter is citizen, then provide proof of citizenship. If inviter is permanent resident, then provide a copy of PR card. Provide relevant documents for inviter status inside Canada. If you are on work permit, then provide relevant documents. National identity documents. For national identity document, you can provide Aadhaar card. If you use Aadhaar card, then you need to provide date of issue as well, which you will not find on hard copy of Aadhaar card. To find date of issue, you need to have digital copy of your Aadhaar card where you can find date of issue. When you fill out online form, then you can provide these details. The next is valid passport of applicant. It is important to note that your passport have to have a minimum validity of 6 months. If you don't have it, then get your passport renewed. The next is proof of relationship. So you need to prove that the person who is inviting you from Canada that has a relationship with you. For example, if you want to bring your parents or you want to apply for parents visitor visa for Canada, provide birth certificate of inviter as it has both parents' name on the birth certificate, and also provide inviter's passport as it has both parents' name on it. If you want to bring your spouse on visitor visa to Canada, provide marriage certificate for sponsoring your spouse to Canada, and also make sure that both inviter and invitee has each other's name on their respective passport. In other words, wife's passport should have husband's name on it and husband's passport should have wife's name on it. The next point is employment information or business information of the applicant. If applicant has a job and he's working, then provide employment details. If the principal applicant on a business, then provide business details. If you have a job, then you need to provide employment letter from your employer on the company's letterhead. Usually it is issued by HR department. Mention your name, how long you are working with them, when did you start working, your job details and other responsibilities. You should also provide pay slips of previous 6 months. Other than that, you should get a letter of absence from your HR or manager that your vacation leave is approved. Lastly, provide your previous 3 years of income tax return, which means that you are paying taxes back home and you have strong ties to your home country. If applicant has a business or you are self-employed or you have a shop back home, then provide article of incorporation. You can also provide revenue documents for the business. If you have a GST number, then you can provide that as well. If you are a farmer or you own agricultural land, then you should provide proof of most recent J forms as well. Make sure that you provide original and English translated J forms. These all documents will demonstrate that you have strong ties to your home country, and it shows visa officer that after your trip to Canada is over, you will return to your back home. These all documents and details you need to collect, and you need to make a PDF out of it, and then you can upload under proof of funds. You can also make a table of content to make easier for visa officer to understand which documents you are providing. The next is travel history. If you have traveled out of your country, then you can provide these details when you fill out these forms online for visitor visa. I have discussed in detail how to enter these details when you fill out online application for visitor visa. You can find a link in description, or you can directly go to our channel to see how to fill out these details. The next is travel itinerary or purpose of visit. Cover letter. Provide all details in cover letter such as why you want to visit Canada, when will you come to Canada, what will you do inside Canada, provide your activities, how long you want to stay, when you will leave Canada. All these details you should provide inside cover letter. Flight details. It is not mandatory to have flight details when you don't have Canada visitor visa. So it is not mandatory to provide flight details here, but if you have flight details, you can provide always here. Hotel reservation. If you are going to Canada and you have a hotel reservation or booking, then provide confirmation reservation details as well. Event reservation. In case you are going to Canada to attend an event, then provide reservation or registration details of the event. Use of representative IMM 5476E. You need to fill out this form only if someone else is representing your application. For example, let's say you want to bring your parents to Canada and you are submitting application on your parents' behalf. Then you need to fill out use of representative form and upload online. But if you are submitting application for yourself, then you don't need to provide use of representative form. Let's see briefly how to fill out IMM 5476E if you are representing someone's application. Use of a representative. So you can read all whatever written here. So here, if you are appointing a representative, then we need to tick here and we need to complete section A, B and D. If you want to cancel your representative, then you need to complete section A, C and D. So for now, as we want to appoint a representative, so we need to fill out section A, B and D. So let's say section A, applicant's information. So we need to provide here applicant's surname or last name here. Then we need to provide under given name applicant's first name. Then you need to provide here date of birth of the applicant. Then you need to leave these columns empty. If you have UCI number, you can provide. If you don't have it, then leave it blank. Then we need to move on section B, appointment of representative. So here the person who is representing your file, then here we need to enter his name or last name here or surname here. Then you need to provide a given name of the person who is representing your file in this column here. Point 6 is your representative. Tick one box. If your representative is a friend or a family member, so simply tick here and scroll down. Here on number 7, your representative's contact information. So here you need to provide mailing address of your representative. Then provide here your representative's phone number and then provide email address of your representative and then scroll down. 8th point is here your representative's declaration. So the representative who is representing your file need to sign here physically. You need to print out this paper and you need to sign here. Then provide the date representative is signing this application form. Then scroll down and here's section D, your declaration. Here you need to print out this form and applicant has to sign here with the date. Once you sign here and you have a date here, this use of representative form is completely filled out and you can upload under your application when you are applying for Canada visitor visa. The next is affidavit. You can also provide an affidavit in which we will give undertaking that you will return back to your home country after your visit to Canada is over. Let me share a sample with you which I used to sponsor my parents to Canada. So this affidavit I provided for my parents. So you need to provide your father and mother name here, that we would be visiting Canada to spend quality time. State your reason why you want to come to Canada with our son who is permanent resident of Canada, and we undertake that we will return back to our country, that is India, after completion of our planned visit to Canada. So you can read this affidavit and you can make a similar affidavit for yourself if you want to come to Canada on visitor visa. Here you can provide your father and your mother name and their signatures. Let's go back. Now let's discuss how to prepare invitation letter if you want to come to Canada. And for that, here you can see format of invitation letter. This letter is made as per instruction provided by official website of canada.ca. I will leave a link in description where you can download it, but don't copy it and modify it as per your situation. I have also made a detailed video on how to prepare invitation letter. You can find on our YouTube channel, and you can find a link in description as well. You can read this letter and you will understand it completely. The letter which I am taking as an example, this is my personal invitation letter which I used to sponsor my parents to Canada on visitor visa. So you can have a look at it. Here you can provide inviter's information, inviter's name, inviter's passport number, present address inside Canada, etc. In this paragraph, you can provide inviter's status and occupation inside Canada. Then, in next paragraph, provide information about the person you want to sponsor to Canada. For example, if you want to bring your parents to Canada, provide parents' details here. In next paragraph, explain why applicant want to come to Canada. So, you need to provide explanation why applicant want to come Canada. You should read this invitation letter couple of times. You will understand each and every detail. Then you can make an invitation letter for yourself if you want to sponsor someone from your family to Canada. We have discussed most of the documents which are required for Canada visa. In case you want to check what documents are required as per official canada.ca website, simply go to this page. You can find a link in description if you want to visit this page. Click on supporting documents. Supporting documents for visitor visa applicant. Why are you visiting Canada? So you can select here out of drop down menu as a visitor, for business purpose, for family visit. Let's say we select here as a tourist you want to visit Canada. Here you can see all the documents which are required for Canada tourist visa. There are some documents which are optional. In case you have these documents, you can provide them. You can read this page and you will find which documents are required and which format you need to prepare these documents if you want to apply Canada tourist visa. Let's go back and select here instead of tourist for a family visit. What is your family member status inside Canada? So you need to select your family member's status inside Canada. If the family member is citizen of Canada, select citizen. If he is permanent resident, select permanent resident. If he is on a temporary visa inside Canada, then select here temporary resident inside Canada. For example, I'm going to select here Canadian permanent resident. Do you plan to visit your children, grandchildren for more than 6 months? I would say no. Then again, you can see we have details of documents which are required for Canada visitor visa. So here you can see that you need to provide letter of invitation, proof of relationship. In short, you can read all this page and you can see that which documents are required as per official canada.ca website. We have already discussed most of the things which you see here. So just to double, triple sure, just visit this page and make sure everything is okay when you apply for Canada visitor visa. I hope you guys find my video useful. I always try to bring videos which could help you and help you learn and be independent. If you have any question, you can leave a comment in comment box. I will definitely reply. Thank you very much.